Well, here we are. Tomorrow is the day before non-farm payroll, and we probably will look at a trading range day. We came into today's market as a seller, and we talked about this on the opening, that 55, 60, if we couldn't get through 60, this market was going to sell. This was an exhaustion bar trade right here. Breaking that bar. So this trade had so much going for it. It had the idea. It didn't quite get to our level, our 59.60. I have an exhaustion bar. We're at the value area high. You have so much stuff lining up. And then bingo, right here, that first bar. You just get the feedback you need. And the market stays short. And then the 50-lot trader right here decides to go to the long side and stays long till this point right up in here. This was a lousy trade when we took it. We said this one probably won't work. I forget what I did in here. Anyway, we ended up small positive for the day, up 62.50 on the trades taken. This one I flattened out because it was a mistake. I could have stayed with it a little bit longer to get stops below 50, but because it was a mistake, I took ourselves out. And we basically saw a 45 to 55 market after that, and that's kind of where we are. So right now, if you're going to guess a close, you'd guess a close in the this area right up here, 49. And you can see how this high volume area right here is holding the market in it. So 41.50, a low volume area. Our 55.50 stopped the market up here. So the idea was to find a place to get short. We thought that was the first trade of the day. That was we liked it. We got a gift from the large trader. They ran it up, spooked the shorts, and nailed it. So pretty good day trading the E-mini, but this was the trade of the day right there, and we saw that one coming. So anyway, that was fun to be in at that level. I had to earn it after that. Pretty damn choppy after that. And quite often that's the case. You get your great big move, it's out of the way. All the starch is taken out of the market, and it's just the professionals are there and making it difficult on us retail accounts. Lower high, lower low, sellers on the F1 screen. On the F2 screen, there it is. Assuming a close right here at 46.50, a pretty square distribution. You can see right through here. Probably have buyers against 40. So 40, 42 buy 1, 35, 37 buy 2. I don't think with Friday's numbers that they'll break the market tomorrow unless something big happens. 54, 56 sell 1. And 59.61 sell 2. I think we'll just leave it at that. Okay, tomorrow's numbers: jobless claims 285, trade balance minus 41.5. Yeah, it's always amazing to me how accurate that forecast is for trade balance. Maybe the Commerce Department is reading the consensus estimate and putting it up that way. And let's see, I think we have factory orders too. Factory orders were unchanged. So first will be jobless claims, second will be factory orders, Friday's non-farm payroll number. They're showing 247. That would be supportive in and of itself, so I don't think we'll really work the short side too much tomorrow. Now, I'd like to sell the 54 area, but obviously 50 is a fairly round number, and we've got this L period high. So we're going to put 50 and a question mark about that. If we can't crack 50, we want to get short, especially in Globex, to see if we can test the 35 to 40 area, okay? Okay, strong financials. They have not given up any at all and don't look to give up much into the close. Maybe some selling overnight as the market comes back a little bit, but don't think the bottom falls out of the market. Very, very strong buying today. Several are, and you can just see it right here in the chart, and it's accelerating. Knob spread's above 36 now, so you can see how this is accelerating, so this screen would have us a buyer. And the profile never has us as anything but a buyer all day long. So looking right here, we're at 12.5, buying against this 5 to 9 area, picking this up. The support, I think, would probably be about as good as we could do. And we might get a shot at that overnight as people take profits. The other trade is, and the one that's easiest to see, is to sell failure to take out 16 to 20. So 15 to 19, sell 1, and 23, 27, sell 2. On the buy side, I'm going to put 5 to 9. Obviously, we got to get down there to get in. 12's a question mark. And then 1 to 29 for buy 2. A strong stock market rally this afternoon, which I don't envision. Could take us slower, quicker, but and there we have it for the note. The bond was even stronger. I can find it. There it is. The knob spread just exploded today. So when the selling starts, profit taking from the knob spreaders probably will help get us down. So I think the market might try to retest these single prints right here. So we're going to put a 17 to 21 buy. Let them come back down here and test this. We haven't gotten there. We haven't been below 23, and we're at 28 right now. So 17 to 21 buy 1, and then 9 to 13 for buy 2. On the sell side, we'll just make it 31 to 03, and then 7 to 11 for sell 2. We were at 11 to 15 this morning. That on our number 2 area, that worked out pretty damn. Actually, that was a full point below where we ended up. So, big market, and you cannot become complacent. Now, I proved today that I sure as hell can't do 2 things at once. So, because most of you like the E-mini the best, I'll be focusing on the E-mini until I can kind of settle down in this trading routine. I'm going to try to get to 2 markets, but it's very, very difficult to do more than one thing at once. And I blew 3 or 4 trades today because of inattention or flipping back and forth, not paying attention to what I was doing. Didn't hurt us, but it certainly cut down on the profits. And I missed, because of current duties, I missed the big trade off the opening, but we talked about it, so that was an opportunity there for those of you that took a shot at it. Yeah, I hear that, Nancy. I don't believe it. There have been scientific studies done showing that you can do 2 things at once if one of them is a low attention task. And hey, Fitz, put the word can in there. Come on. Don't let your gender down. So here we are in gold. You can see we have rejected prices over here above, what, 13? And we just made this high volume number. So we got a high volume number down here at 95, 97. So let's try 95, 97. It should slow the market down. by 1, and we're going to put a question mark at 1,200. That is a round number. My wife calls me oblivious. I get involved in something and then I'm just off the radar, off the map. So no one ever accused me of being a multitasker. And I'm proving it live in real time right in front of all you guys. Think what that does to my ego. Like I said, this is a very humbling business, and you just gotta put everything beside and start over. But win, lose, or draw, the sun will come up tomorrow, and I'll be here tomorrow too, Lord willing. And if the creek doesn't rise. Okay, looking at crude. Supposedly the Saudis are about 20 miles from the Yemen border. Saudi Arabia says it's going to be a long and bloody war. They will not rest until all the Houthis are dead. For what that means. I don't know. You know, you see that there's so much bluster when people are whipping up their troops to go to war, and whether they stick it out or it remains to be seen or not. No one will ever accuse a Muslim or anyone of the Islamic faith of being afraid to die. I mean, it is to the death with them, so they can make pretty for soldiers. And I know, there it is, right in front of me. There we go. So 50 is resistance, kind of one of those round numbers, and we're at 65. So last rotate up in M stopped at 80 plus. K stopped at 32. That's 50 points. So we'll make 50 plus or minus sell 1, 50-50 sell 2. Tomorrow supposedly is the day that Saudi Arabia is going to make a move into Yemen. We'll have to see if that's true or not. Had the breakout from 49, so we'll make 49 and a quarter by 1. I don't think peace is going to break out in Yemen. But again, you can't win wars from the air. It takes boots on the ground. And if you're conquering hostile territory, the old ratio used to be 10 occupation troops to 1 guerrilla. And the reason for that is that you've got to guarantee the safety of that population where guerrillas can move around. It takes a lot of troops to do that. Winning a guerrilla war is pretty easy. You draw a circle on the map. You kill all the bad guys at the perimeter. You establish security at the perimeter. You bring in the indigenous population behind you, behind the perimeter. Then you close the circle. You go kill the next group of bad guys, and you keep moving the perimeter in. And over several years, you can take a territory back. But it's more like police work than soldiering. Small unit action, very tedious work, requires a lot of intelligence. I used to support a lot of those operations back in the old days. You know, it's interesting now, and you only get bits and pieces of it, but I was at my daughter's wedding with a naval guy that had the small boats that were in close to the shore, and they were out of Panama City, Panama, and that's where we used to stage a lot of troops from. And a lot of their interdiction and a lot of their fighting is against drug cartels on the Pacific side. And he said those things got to be pretty hairy. You never read about them in the papers, but it's a fact of life, unfortunately. Okay, clean break in the market in the 108 and a quarter area. We've rejected prices above 108. We've gradually gotten lower, so we're at 69. So sell one's 108, sell two's 25 to 35. Obviously, 108.50 to 109 is better resistance, but we're not there. We're a ways away from it. We'll make 15 to 25 by one. I'm not uncomfortable getting long at 107. There's a Friday's non-farm payroll number, and it looks like the grease can has been kicked down the road. Maybe into the first part of summer, kind of like the Iranian deal. Could you imagine being a Democrat and having Howard Dean tell you to quit negotiating with Iran? So the administration is getting a lot of opposition, and maybe they'll listen to some of it. Hey, y'all have a great evening. See you bright and early in the morning, 6:45 Central. Got another very, very warm day here. Hopefully I'll get out and enjoy some of it later on. Enjoy your evening. Later.